Hello there and welcome to the QMB Stars League review show, all in English here on Alcas, as we look back at all 6 matches in week 12. The league took a month-long break as the national team headed off to Kuwait to take part in the Gulf Cup. After the disappointment of that over, it was time to get back to league business, and we did so in style as some of the new players and coaches got off to a positive start. And the football family here in Qatar welcomed one of the most exciting midfielders of his generation, Wesley Sneijder. As always, I'm joined by former English Premier League players Nick Summerby and Chris Macon. They will run the rule over each match and analyse them in detail. Plenty to come from them during the show. But first, let's remind you how they lined up in week 12. Spread over 3 days. The first fixture was Thursday, the 11th of January, Al Kharatiat versus Salal. It was an 18:30 kickoff. Then on Friday, the 12th of January, Al Ahly played Al Gharafa. Wesley Sneijder making his debut, 16:20 kickoff. Then it was Al Salia versus Al Arabi. That was the later kickoff at 18:30. And then Saturday, 3 fixtures. Al Rayyan, Al Khor, that was our featured match at 16:22, kicked off at 18:30. Al Sadd versus Al Markhia, and Qatar Sports Club versus Al Duhail. Let's get straight to the action then. Al Kharatiat, they had lost their last 3 matches going into the winter break. They really needed to start putting some points on the board. It was going to be a real challenge against an Salal side who'd made some very positive additions to their squad. Your commentators, Nick Summerby and Chris Macon.
Salam just stepping in, dispossessing Ismail again, but here comes Jadou. Jadou into the feet of Mahir. Mahir on the edge of the Karatsiat box. Shrugs off Al Duhail, lays off to Osama. Oh, what a strike! Just off the post. Playmaker Osama Daragi in the side tonight for Salal, just smashing the ball against the post then. Mahir on the half turn, slotting it forward towards Jadou, testing Jadou. Can he keep the ball in play? He does. Clip shot to the far post. And Diba, 2 goals to his name so far this season. Line up the shot, goes to the near post. Bit of a fumble by Baba Malik. Tiba Kaneem was following in the free kick.
We were just talking about them. We've just seen Draghi. Here's the ball coming through actually on the right hand side. Here's Mawas, pulls it back. Is it offside? There's no shout for offside at all. No players again in the box from Salal.
That's 2 cutbacks now for Salal. No one breaking the nets again in there. There's a couple of tap-ins there for them.
You know, even Mahir, you've got to try and break your neck and do something. You know, that's where you're going to get a goal.
Here comes Salal again. Mahir working the channels. Mahir pushing it past Mohamed. Mahir back to Mawas. Mawas shot is blocked. Jadou forward to Daragi. Daragi with a wicked turn. And what a goal by Daragi on his debut. 1-0 Salal.
Was it with his right foot, smashes it into the top corner, 1-0 to Salal, and deserved as well.
Here's the turn, Nick. Look at the shot. Can Sofyan do better in goal? Here we go. We'll get a better look at this angle from this angle. This is better from Karatsiat. Side on his left foot. Goes to the near post. Too close to Baba Malik. Mawas wants to with Jadou. Mawas still in across the post. Second of the night for Daragi. He's been the difference. 2-0. Salal.
What a signing, by the way. What an impact, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. Well done by Salal. Started off with good play from Karatia. Eventually it's gone down the other end. The ball's got put across, and there is Daragi for his 2nd goal of the night.
Prods one forward to Mahir. Mahir down his right-hand side. Pulls it back to Mawas. Here's the build-up play. Mawas. Sharp 1-2 with Jadou. Right across Sofyan there. And Daragi steals into the far post to put Salal 2-0 up. Tiba steps up, hits the wall. What a strike that is from Diba. Good save by Baba Malik.
What a strike that was from Diba. Absolutely fantastic strike, and well done by the keeper. I think he probably would have seen it late, but a good opportunity there from Karatia. Hit the wall, and then Diba with a wonderful strike.
Well, here we go. Mawas again. Mawas, if he gets his head up, got Jadou to his left. Jadou can make it 3-0. Going into the break, 3-0. Clinical Salal.
Whoa, absolutely fantastic play and fully deserved. What wonderful, wonderful play there. Great ball by Mawas. Comes to Jadou, still got the work to do. Side foots it with his right foot past the goalkeeper, and it's 3-0. organised performance from Salal, and it's just what they needed. But just looking for play. Here's Mawas, there's the ball, still the work to be done, and there's Yedu then just to side-foot it past the keeper to make it 3-0.
Unselfish play by Mawas, just teeing up his teammate Jedu, who roofs that ball into the top of the net. Mawas, Mahir to his left, Mahir onside, still Mahir, can he pick out a white shirt, goes low and hard, Mawas at the far post.
I mean, look at this here, what great play, that tells you everything.
Love it, still coming forward, here is Jedu, 3 white shirts to pick out, wonderful ball into the box, great delivery, still Salal with the ball. Still waiting for the Al-Karatyat reaction. Still not coming, really. There's a brick wall tonight. There's Deba, very influential in the second half. He's trying his best. Good ball through to Al-Ansari. Al-Ansari! Oh! Tibakanin picks up the rebound. It bounced off Baba Malik at the near post, and he hits the post.
Well, that's where the goal was going to come from. You know, there's a few ricochets in the box. It eventually comes to Tibakanin. Tibakanin just stabs at it then. I think he gets a touch maybe from the goalkeeper, but it hits the post. That was their chance probably to try and get back into the game. We'll have to see, you know, I'm going to see some of the key players, obviously Schneider as well, which, I mean, how exciting is that? But what about this for play now? Here's Mawas, edge of the box, great play from Salal there. Can he chip it up? He lifts it to the far post.
I'd say all about the build-up play there between Mawas and Mahir. The link-up play was exceptional. Just looking a little bit lost, aren't they?
Do you know, if we were playing, Chris, if we were back in England, we were playing, people would have, the manager would have said, you've got a guy in there, Anash, who's nearly 40, you know, you've not moved him, you've not made it difficult for him. Here, hang on, edge of the box here now, here's Karatyat.
Al-Ansari to the far post, get one back, Nick. There we go. That was actually good build-up play. You're saying
he's going to try and whip it to that far post. Can they give themselves a chance? Here's the ball.
Well, Al-Karatyat struggling there, but full marks to Salal. Chris Makin, that was almost a new-like performance from Salal.
It was normally very effective, and you know, we're used to seeing them stopping other teams, but they went in full flow. I'll tell you what, I'll take it back. The first 20 minutes, I thought it was like the old Salal. You had Sagbo in the stands and Pejman, and Mawas broke a couple of times, put it into the box, and no one was there. All of a sudden, Mr. Jabert's made the crucial signing in Diragi. What do you expect from new signings? An impact. He hits the post, he gets 2 goals, and they're off and running. And after that, I tell you what, the forward play of Salal was absolutely fantastic. And maybe a new look, Salal, but I'll tell you something else as well. A little change by Mr. Jabert. He put Ali in the centre half, put Anash as a holding midfielder just in front of the back four, and he didn't have to do a good job on like Tibakanin and Deba.
Yeah, that was a problem. We didn't see anything really from Tibakanin and Deba. I mean, you know, the one shot against the post there, and Tibakanin hit the post as well. But apart from that, they weren't really in the game.
Tibakanin will always score goals. There's no problem at all, but they couldn't get the ball to him. In midfield, they got absolutely walked all over. The organisation, that determination, what we saw in the last season, which I said I thought would get them out of it, it's concerning because they'd looked all over the place, you have to say that. But you've got to give great credit to Salal. And we do talk a lot about Sagbo. Sagbo wasn't involved as well. Mahir came in, and it was a really mature performance by Mahir. It was just something different for us, you know. I said to you at the start of the game, I said, yeah, we know the way they play, we know what they do, exactly what Chris was saying. Well, they brought something different there now. You know, that could just get them up a little bit more belief, so maybe 4th, maybe 3rd.
OK, let's look a little closer at this new signing, Diragi. Nick, do you want to kick us off on this?
He's a Tunisian international. I tell you what he's like. We've been trying to think. He's like a Yaya Toure type of the way he runs, where you don't think he's covering the ground very quickly. But
he holds his shirt like that as well.
Yeah, he holds his shirt down there, but he's exceptional. That's his first touch. This is his first touch, by the way. Not a bad first touch as it hits the post. Comes to him straight away, you know, and he's very good on the ball. You know, he's one of the players you can give it him in tight situations, and he's comfortable with it, and he just makes things happen. And this is probably one of the best debuts I've seen, really, especially out here. But just watch this again.
Up, isn't it?
But this is more to do with his game as well. It's not just about dribbling. Look, this is awareness as well.
He doesn't get flustered, does he, at all?
Not at all.
That language style, you know, like Nick says there. He wants it in those tight situations. And listen, that is some signing by Coach Chabert, isn't it?
I mean, look
That's
at this
all
for a
you want
touch.
off one of your signings, isn't it?
Look at that for a touch there. I mean, it's a fantastic touch, that. But, you know, links up well with Mawas, links up well with Maher, Jedu as well. You know, and this is what they were like going forward. They were really impressive.
It is. The clips we're picking out here does show this new dimension.
It
Chris?
does, yeah. Sabbo will have to stay in the stands.
Well, it's by all.
Look at this football.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Really expressing themselves, aren't they, Salah now?
Absolutely, and you wouldn't bring Sagbo back in, and I'm not being. I mean, Sagbo's quality, but just leave it the way it is. This team,
Correct.
what's done this now, Maher, you're in there now. You've took the,
You can't
took
leave,
the shirt.
You can't leave a
yeah, but
former
I'm not
English
saying to
Premier
leave.
League player who.
Yeah, but
he's
just
not scored the
Had a
goals. To be fair.
fantastic win.
Well,
The football
well,
is the
they-
best we've seen for a while.
Well, they won't do those words and play two up there together. You're not allowed to do that on the modern day game. It's illegal. You're not
Well,
allowed
apparently
to
he's
do
got
it.
a hamstring twinge, back
been
training
banned.
next week, so he might not even play next
No,
week.
it's one of them. How are you feeling? Just leave it for another week.
All right, Chris, Tim McCaneen hitting the post.
Yeah.
You know, there were two opportunities there. It would have been interesting, actually, towards the end, had those two goals gone in. It wasn't to be.
It might have looked a little bit different, but it was just too little too late. It took to about the last 15 minutes for Al Qanatiat to do anything. I'd say I'm really concerned for Al Qanatiat because they were, like Nick said, they were overrun in midfield. They couldn't get going. I'm looking at the goals conceded. They conceded 10 more goals than Al Markir. Al Markir below them, second off bottom. Now that is a real big worry.
No, but that was nice towards the end of the
It was,
game.
but the 3-0 down, it's the last few minutes. What I'm worried about is because they've had the month 2 or 3 weeks break, and they've had the time to work on things in training, and we didn't see an impact at all. They was at home, by the way. And Salah were going into the game. Their form wasn't the best, was it? I think Daragi might have been the difference on the night.
So Salah will finish fourth then.
I think they will, without
Will
a shadow of a doubt.
Really?
I do. Yeah, I just think they're.
You think Salah for fourth?
And with the new signings, we'll put it this way: this weekend worked out for them anyway.
That's a new big question, isn't it? Now who's going to finish fourth? We know who's going to.
Yeah, we'll get to that at the
Yeah,
team. We'll get to the top in a while.
Well, hang on a minute. The next game is Umsal Grafa.
Now we're
I should
talking.
put the fourth to bed.
Oh, no, nothing to bed until the very end. Right, let's move on. The Wesley Sneijder Roadshow arrived at Al Ahly Stadium, and everybody was excited to see how this genius midfielder would settle in with his new team, Al Gharafa. Once again, Nick and Chris have the commentary.
First touch of the game for youngster under 23 inclusion tonight for Al Gharafa. Adi. There's Sneijder, that's what you expect from Sneijder. And Abdulaziz with a shot on target. Good save by Al Sheikh in goal. Wonderful first touch there by Sneijder, Nick.
Absolutely, what a wonderful touch. And you thought with his first touch there, it's going to lead with a goal. Just look at it there, it is first time.
Open up the space for the shot. Goes out wide. What a ball to Abdulaziz. What a save by Al Sheikh in goal. Offside against Abdulaziz, I think. Goes to the far post. Not a bad ball at all. Chikawi 1-0. What a goal. Al Gharafa just couldn't clear that ball. Whipped in by Al Yazidi. The defence wasn't the best, was it, Nick?
As the ball comes into the box here now, you've got to get your head on it, clear your lines. It just bounces down there for Chikawi. Chikawi's there just to smash it into the net. Right against the run of play. Al Ahly lead 1-0.
It doesn't matter though, does it? If you're not defending his set pieces, it's whips in there now. No one puts an head on it. I love it, love it, oh, love it. It's wonderful play by Al Ahly on the shout. And a great chance to put the home side 2-0 up. I'm talking about the... Aladdin couldn't get out wide. Touched by Al Yauri. Back to Aladdin. Nearly an own goal there by Benson. In the corner to Gharafa.
Good patient play there from Gharafa.
Sneijder steps up for Al Gharafa. Goes to the far post. Good save again by Al Sheikh. Turned out to be a very, very competent keeper, Al Sheikh. He was wonderful. Extended those long legs of his and he feeds Al Yazidi on the far side.
Chikawi round the back.
Just got to hang it up towards Muntari. Muntari! Alco! Kaderi! And what a save by Kasim! Keeps Al Gharafa in this game. Muntari now, can he slip in? Chikawi goes on his own. Still Muntari. Muntari to the far post, just drags it wide. They're looking dangerous now on a counter-attack, Al Ahly.
He's looking good, by the way, Muntari. You know, great bit of skill there, lovely bit of trickery. Keeps possession, gets his shot in with his left foot, but just pulls it wide. This is a good ball now, this is better from Garafa.
Gary pulling one back for Aladdin. Aladdin, can he get shots off? There's the equaliser. We talked about a minute ago. He's well out of the game. He's not had one chance, Nick, and somehow he just squeezes one in at the near post, and now Garafa back in his side. Back in this game, sorry.
And he does squeeze it in. Has a little bit of luck though, but he's there to do it. He gets in front of the near post, and he manages just to beat the player, but he just tries to kick it across the goal. There it is, a touch there, and he just manages to jab it in there, and it goes in between the keeper's legs. They were finding it difficult, but now all of a sudden it's opened up now for Garafa. They're back in the game. It's 1-1.
Benson there, he's got him where he wants him, Nick. He's got him out wide, but it's just that turn of pace from him. We've had it now. Can he put the cross in? Wonderful ball. Oh, second in the match for Aladdin. He made space at the far post. Wonderful delivery from Adi Nick. And he just taps home Aladdin for his second in the match.
Just watch this for the movement here now. When the ball goes into the box there, a wonderful delivery. There he is, Aladdin there, and lovely. When he's in those positions, Chris, he's very good finisher. He keeps it cool, calm, and just slides it past the keeper. They're back in the driving position now, Garafa, 2-1.
Roger Williams could be right. Ball goes into the box, but it's behind.
Yeah, Chris is still in, lifted up, Michel, far post, lifted up.
Yeah, oh, he's got a cross, what a save again by Kassim. 2 world-class saves in his second half for Kassim.
He does everything right, Michel does everything right as well. He gets his head on it, hang it up there. There's the header. What a save that again from Kassim. He's kept his side in it twice tonight. Once again down this right hand side, lifted up again. A little bit too much on it for Michel. Just can't get his head over it, but it goes over the top. Good bit of pressure from Al Ali.
Kaderi in swinger. Majid, oh, he rattles the bar in the last, well, deep into injury time. What an effort from Majid. He thinks he's just going in. Wonderful volley, easily beats Kassim.
Good start then for Al Garafa and for Wesley Sneijder. Nick, you enjoyed that one?
Yeah, there's a real buzz around the club, you've got to say that. And they started off absolutely fantastically. Made a mistake for the goal, but then they probably struggled a little bit to get back into it. But when they did get the goal, then it was comfortable. And it's a different type of side. They're knocking the ball around like De Gea, you know. And you've got to say as well, Aladdin, he's started scoring goals. He's started to get in those areas where me and Chris have been talking about. And when he does it, he's effective. He's very cool and calm and collected. You know, this is all the football. This is Aladdin. Just keep your eye on him. Me and Chris want him where you're going to score goals. That's where, get in there. Yeah. Let the rest of the lads do. Lovely little bit of trickery here now, obviously, from Sneijder. You know, it was this type of football where they were working just to try and get an angle. But just keep your eye on it there. There's Aladdin, all the time looking where the ball is. That's what you've got to do. As it goes out to the right-hand side, you just make sure you're in the box there if the cross comes in. And when it does come in, the cross is perfect. You know, there's your reward there. And that's all me and Chris talk about. It's wonderful that you work hard outside the box, but I mean, that's what you get paid money for. You're a centre forward. And he does it easily when the ball comes over. He's very cool and calm with it.
Every time he gets anywhere near the 6-yard box, like you're saying, that he's got a good touch, and he normally finishes the cross or the pass off. So that's what he brought Sneijder in for, you know, just to spray those passes, be creative. There we go again, good movement in the box off Aladdin.
That pass from Sneijder just opened the whole thing.
He opens up, there's the space, slips into Aladdin, he's in the box, you know, that's where he's effective. He's quite tricky, he's got lots of pace, and that's where he's going to get his goals. I think he's scored 4 goals now. I'm just trying to remember. He got another goal in the 6-yard box. That's two goals in the 6-yard box there. Keep getting in the 6-yard. We've said it all along. And he's getting his goals in the 6-yard box.
Just a word on Aladdin, because when we heard him speak in the press conference about the arrival of Sneijder, he was very, very excited, wasn't he? You could feel that this is what he's been waiting for somebody. You know, he's going to learn so much under Sneijder.
Of course he is, yeah. Listen, everybody that's out there, there's the whole play. Some of the players which didn't really probably want the ball and didn't want to play as much, they're all on the ball now. They're all doing their little bits and bobs. The place has been lifted. Obviously got the cup victory, so they're on the way now. And big game next weekend against Salal. It's the place to be, isn't it? You know,
Bullying players like up against his old side.
Yeah, exactly. But it's, you know, it's players like him there around.
Might be.
But
Sagmo might be up against his old side.
He won't get back in, Chris.
No, it might be.
No, he'll be playing for Al-Garrafa. That's what he's saying.
All right, sorry. I want
Things are moving fast here.
I'm a bit too slow there. No, but it's brilliant.
He sets up beautifully for that.
Absolutely, that there. But I'm delighted for Aladdin. When me and Chris are critical, we're only critical because we want him to. This is where we've seen him. This is where he's good. And when he starts doing stuff like that, that's brilliant.
OK, Al Ahly going forward. Chris, pick us up on this one. It was nice to see.
They were very impressive at the start of the second half, which is when this clip is. And, you know, Chikawi is always at the heart of the good stuff coming from Al Ahly because he's got this style. He's faster than he looks. He's got that long-legged style. I mean, that's the perfect ball. You're talking about Montari coming into the side there. That is the perfect ball for Montari.
But well done to Kassim. Let's talk about Kassim.
Oh, Kassim, 2 world-class saves, but that is the ball for Montari. And when as soon as that ball goes to Montari, get your runners close to him or running off him because there's only one winner for that header. It's going to be Montari. But Chikawi was different class in the match, actually. There's another ball to the far post. You know, Michel, he's always going to beat the full-back in those types of areas, does everything right. Goes right to the far post there. And Kassim come back into the side, replace Yusuf, and 2 fantastic saves. Kept his side in the game.
That's their game. That's Al Ahly's game. That is where they're.
Well, and it was missing in the first part of the season. You know, the first 6 games we didn't see any of that.
They are. That is what they're. That's what they're all about. You know, that's what they've got. I mean, this is at the end of the game when they're unlucky. Majid, who has made an impression since he's come back from his serious injury, you know, he could have probably got his side a point. But it was them being direct is get them balls in the box.
That's a big blow in it, Montari. You know, went off feeling his hamstring. I hope it's a strain and not a pull.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see and hear what they've got to say about that. Chikawi, that goal. And it was interesting. Before the game, that you said straight away, you said they got to watch Chikawi.
Yeah, I mean,
don't hand it on a plate to him.
I mean, this is Abdulaziz now's really got to get rid of it. You know, just clear it, get it wherever. You know, when he doesn't, I mean, they were totally in control of the game. He just throws his head at it, it bounces down, and Chikawi puts it in the back of the net. Now, this guy is a player, by the way. He's probably one of the best dribblers of the ball. He's strong, and when he just gets the ball, he's phenomenal. Now they've got to get him the ball as soon as possible. Get Michel out the way, get Montari out the way. Yeah. Give him the ball because he covers ground like unbelievable.
Well, actually, let's pick. We've got an example of that. Exactly what you're talking about. You know, when he has the ball. Look at this.
I mean, just watch this here now. Look, there's 3 players around him.
Yeah, but he needs people around him. He's going that fast. He covers so much ground so quickly that he's leaving his own teammates behind.
Yeah, they've got to get on his. Yeah, they've got to get on his way.
You've got to tell him, haven't you? I mean, you know, they want the best ball at the end, but the players are 20 yards away from him, so you've got to say you've got to do your best to get up with him. It's hard, isn't it? It takes off, doesn't it?
Yeah. do you know what you could do with him? You could probably just play him in front of Montari. You know, get that ball to him straight away as early as possible, like a Duragi type of pass. Turn around and get at him. And all you do is you just got to get up alongside him because when he starts going in, it's fantastic the way he keeps the ball, isn't it?
Just a word on Al Ahly with Caparros having left due to personal reasons, gone back to Spain. The new head coach is, well, he's been part of the club, but he's taken over. A positive move. Dos Campos gone in. It didn't seem that there was any break there. I mean, I know they lost the game, but it was a positive performance.
It was. They rode the storm in the first 15 minutes, came right back into the game, got the goal, looked very sharp at the start of the second half, and then it just went a little bit, and now they've got the defeat. Montari's gone off. Now let's see how the new coach reacts, and let's see how the players react now.
Right, let's move on. And Al Salia holding on to 4th spot. We're talking a lot about it, aren't we? But there was plenty of pressure on them from other clubs to get that spot off them. And they were going to have a tough game against an Al Arabi side in week 12, a side that were growing in confidence. Al Salia had the lion's share of possession in this encounter and had more shots on target, but Al Arabi's spirit was strong as they refused to let Trabelsi's men in. And indeed, when Fatih picked up the ball on the left-hand side, he left Al Salia in his wake as he used his pace and strength to finish off a wonderful run with a goal on the stroke of half-time. Al Arabi had opportunities to increase the lead, but Al Salia fought back, and Al Harazi got the all-important equaliser in the 76th minute. It finished 1-1. Yeah, there you go. If you want that 4th spot, you've got to carry on winning because they're going to come after you. But Al Arabi, I said growing in confidence there. you both said that going into this, based on what you saw at the end and the chats you've had with Luka Banasic, the head coach, you felt that things were just moving slowly in the right direction.
Well, you'll have to ask Nick more than me. Nick had a good chat with Banasic. What did he was very confident, wasn't he, Nick?
No, I like what it's all about. He suits that club. Listen, the club's all over the place, and this fella likes that sort of challenge. They've got 8 points out. What have they got here now? They've got 8 points out of 6 games. That's a start for them, you know. And all of a sudden, he's turned them around. He's got them fit. They'll be a different outfit than what we saw when he first came. And I think he sees that. You know, they're not going to be a pushover. I don't expect them to be getting in the top 4 or anything like that, but an improvement. Get the club steady, you know, get them fit, get them back to basic. He's the man for it. And I think they're going to be a difficult side. Salia, my next question to you is, do you think they can do any better than what they did in the first half? Do you think they maybe peaked?
It's a big ask, isn't it?
It's an interesting question. I'll tell you what, though, let's just look at that Al Arabi goal, that Fathy goal on the stroke of half-time. Great run.
Wonderful goal. We're going to need more of that. I'll tell you what, he's doing well because he's just come back from the Gulf Cup. He's playing for his national side now, and obviously he's looking very confident at the moment, Mr. Fathy. That's a wonderful goal.
By the way, Ivan Foster is a beast. Have you seen him? He crunches everyone. He's a big
Ivan
boy.
Foster is somebody that Luka Banasic, being a fellow Serb, knows, and therefore he's
a football stroke rugby player. He takes no prisoners. He crunches everyone, and I think it's a great move that gets someone solid in defence.
Al Harazi back to Al Salia, of course. He went to Al Rayyan. Nice to see him settling in there and getting an all-important goal. That point for them to hold on to 4th is important, Chris.
Well, they've just let the door slightly ajar. Next up, Al Sadd.
Ah.
Right, now we're talking.
Well, that's another story.
It's all building up for this 4th spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really intriguing, really.
Well, with it comes, you know, it opens the door to so many things. The Qatar Cup is one thing.
Yeah.
And then depending on things, you know, the AFC Champions League possibly, you probably have to qualify, but nevertheless, it's still an opportunity.
It's like Arsenal going for 4th spot in the Premiership. It's become that big, hasn't it?
It's a bit unlikely the way they lost to Bournemouth this weekend, but we won't talk about that. So Al Arabi, you think they'll get out of trouble with the way things are going?
Middle of the table, maybe just above that. I don't have a problem at all with them. I think they'll be difficult. You know, they'll be a lot more organised. Don't forget some of the players, Kalfan, players like that. You know, no, I don't think there's a problem. They're solid. I just think.
And they've got a goal scorer on.
They brought a player, haven't they? They brought somebody in.
They let Yusuf go.
They brought a player in at the moment. Yeah, Yusuf. Well, he could have scored a couple the other day. But we'll speak about that after. No, but he's I don't have a problem at all with that. I think he'd be okay then. Salia, I'm only joking when I say that. They will be in contention all the way through to that top 4. Whether they get it or not, I don't know. I'm an Salah fan.
All right, let's move on. Al Rayyan, they've been a little off colour in their last 4 matches. It included a QSL Cup defeat to Al Gharafa. Could they start phase 2 of the season in a more positive manner against Al Khor? Nick Summerby and Chris Makin with the commentary.
Make it tight, make it condensed, but here comes Madsen on the counter-attack. Yusuf makes the early run, he's offside.
He's not.
He's not give it, and that's a massive chance for Al Khor. He had a one-on-one against Barry in goal, and he didn't take the chance to get the corner ball. That was a fabulous chance for Al Khor to open the scoring.
Exactly what we were talking about, and I tell you something, wonderful play from Al Khor. Comes to Yusuf, just a little bit more confidence there. Slide it past the keeper to take the lead. He doesn't do it at all. Barry's there just to get his body and put it out for a corner, but good play from Al Khor. They nicked the ball down from Coe on the right hand side, and then when all of a sudden they gave it to Madsen, Madsen got hold of the ball, ran into midfield, and that's when Yusuf made his run, and the ball was absolutely inch perfect. Should have really been 1-0.
Oh, wonderful touch by Tabata. Wonderful. There's Hilal trying to nick it off. There's a mistake here. Yusuf has another chance to put Al Khor 1 up. Oh, 2 backs to the cherry for Yusuf. Still couldn't get his shot off. Al Khor pressing high up.
Here's Sebastian, edge of the box. Now falls to Maksoud, back to Sebastian.
Better. Good low, hard shot there by Sebastian. Jibril gets the final touch on the ball, so it's a corner to the home side. Good pass by Maksoud there. Al under pressure from Hilal, and he misses out there. Hilal coming over the ball. Al trying to get back.
He is in the box.
Madsen's on. Yusuf outside the far side. Yusuf! Oh, another great chance for Yusuf! He literally could have had a hat-trick
He side foots it, but it goes over the bar. Well done by Hilal down this bottom left-hand side, taking the ball off Allah. Then all of a sudden it comes to Madsen. There's the pass. Go on, just put it in. Puts it over the bar.
It don't get any better than that, Nick. That's even better than the first chance in the 6th minute. Coach Albiawi just on the sidelines down below there. Ooh, maybe a half chance there for Sebastian, but he's got that 3-piece suit on again. He's called the new Ugin. Hilal going for the return pass from Reda. Hilal up against Musa. Back to Madsen. Madsen! Oh, what a challenge there by Maksud. That's what he does best. Maksud getting back from nowhere, just taking the ball off the toes of Madsen then. Just lining up the shots as well. Go for something different this time, Ryan. It's a wonderful ball by Musa. What a cross there by Allah again. Here's Cone out. Put some pressure on Alcor. Sebastian at the near post. Saved by Jibril.
What a cross from Allah a few minutes ago. Fantastic cross. It ends up going on the left-hand side, pull back. He just tries to flick it then to Sebastian. A good opportunity for him and a good passage of play for Ryan. Here's Cole on the left-hand side, just pulls it back. Can't really get enough on it. He's just a little bit in front of the near post, but just manages to flick it, and Jibril's there just to stop it.
Here comes Hamad, takes his shots on Hamad. My fault to Madsen, cleared by Vieira. Good play again from the visitors. Mutuali trying to defend against Madsen. Madsen gets his cross in, what a cross as well. Barry just about keeps it out, but
you know, any free kicks, a bit of quality. I mean, I think this is too far now.
Just get in there, make a little bit of movement. It's a great run. Oh, I tell you what, Castan just takes off the head of Al Bariki, Nick.
Yeah, there's a new belief. There's a new belief now at Qatar Sports Club. But here's Ko pushing up. This is dangerous now. Edge of the box. Here's Go.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, just past the far post. That's the best chance of the first half. To Al Ryan, and it fell to Ko, but it's great feet by the South Korean. Dances past Al Bariki, gets his shots off. Normally he expects to see the ball end up in the back of the net, and it just goes past the far post.
Does everything right. Wonderful play this is by Ko. Eventually he just pulls it wide. He deserved a goal. You know, it was really strong run, powerful run. Just tries to slide it with his left foot past Jibril. Deserved to go into that bottom corner, but just pulls it wide.
Ball by Musa, through to Mutuali. Mutuali with Allah to his right hand side. Allah loves this type of position, tries to pull it back, just too many blue shirts out the back there for Alcor, and Mutuali pounces on the only mistake Alcor have made in the first half, and it's 1-0 Al Rayyan. What a blow to Alcor. Here's the ball coming in, the cut back by Allah, not really cleared by Alcor. Castan, what's he thinking? You got to clear the danger just before half time. Wasn't convincing there, and the clearance pays the price. Mutuali just nips in, passes it past Jibril in goal, and it's 1-0 to Al Rayyan when they really haven't deserved anything from this first half. But they get the all-important goal at the end of the first half. It could be a crucial goal, that.
It's all about Alcor now. Can they get themselves back into this game? Lovely first touch there from Madsen, but well done by Ko. He equalled it. Now he's giving the ball to Tabata. Here's the ball over the top to Sebastian. It's a great ball.
Oh, superb. It's superb. Oh, he's going to give it. Referees give it. Killer blow to Alcor. It doesn't matter how well you play in a game, and you don't take your chances.
It is a definitely touch. I mean, wonderful play there from Sebastian just to get it just over the opposite side of him.
Tabata from outside the area, little stutter. Tabata sends Jibril the wrong way, and it's 2-0 Al Rayyan now.
There he is there. He's put it to bed now from missing the one in the final. It's now 2-0 to Rayyan. Half time they managed to get a 1-0 lead. Now all of a sudden they come out second half, and now Tabata's made it 2-0.
Plenty of movement now, everyone looking for each other. Great movement. Here comes Zuma, hangs on to the far post towards Tabata. Tabata, what a goal! What a goal! The third goal by Al Rayyan.
The next touch in the back of the net there, and what a finish that was there by Tabata. Second goal of the night, 3-0 Al Rayyan.
What a first touch on his chest, Nick.
Yeah, brilliant. Doesn't touch the ground. There you go. Lifts it up, eye on the ball. There with his right foot, just slides it past Jibril.
Here's Ali running at Al Nuaimi. Ali does really well. Can he finish off Al-Khor? Can he get that goal? No. Shot he blocked. Al-Khalaqi's shot coming in. Blocked. Into injury time. 3 minutes added. Here's Sebastian. Out wide to Allah. Allah first time pass to Al-Khorbi. Oh, what a wonderful chance there for Al Rayyan to make it 4. Al-Khorbi at the near post takes off the toes of Sebastian, but Al-Khorbi can't hit the target from about 4 yards out. Great build-up play. For the first time ball in by Allah, inch perfect.
Well, a convincing win for Al Rayyan in the end. There was a few little nerves at half-time. I remember when we were doing the match, Al-Khor certainly had a fantastic start to the match, but by the end, normal service resumed.
It was, yeah, but it shouldn't have been, to be honest with you. Al-Khor were fantastic. The opportunities, which we're going to see in a minute, there was 3 wonderful chances, 2 of them, it should have been 1 or 2-0 up, but after that, eventually, once they get the first goal, it was a different thing altogether. But it was not. If you look at that straight away and you think 3-0, it wasn't the game really what you're looking at there. Al-Khor had some glorious opportunities.
Are there aspects of Al Rayyan, Chris, that frustrate you? We look at the squad, we've talked right from the beginning about the strength of Al Rayyan's squad. Are there then sometimes moments, you know, and I'm referring back to their last 4 matches, listen, well done, great to see them winning that one. You know, they're still very much in the title race, let's not forget about that. But they had that run towards the end of the season, losing the cup to Al Gharafa.
Yeah.
I'm just wanting to know, do you have a level of frustration there where you think, come on, you can do better than that?
I just don't think the players were at the races. And let's not take anything away from Al-Khor. Al-Khor were good and Al Rayyan were bad. And it could have easily gone the other way. You know, Al-Khor could have got a really positive result. Al Rayyan, when they come to grips with it in the second half and then they started playing a little bit of football, they run out, you know, 3-0, obviously. I would say it's a good win for Al Rayyan because they play so poorly. And, you know, they get the 3 points, they'll go, right, that's another one out of the way. I just don't think they was up for this game. Really don't. And Al-Khor was the other way. They were, you know, you could tell the work that the coach had done with Al-Khor in the break, because unrecognisable, by the way. The football they played was fantastic, and they should have got something from this game.
The thing is, what we're looking at there, we're looking at Al-Sad, you know, and then we're obviously looking... Straight away we're thinking to ourselves, who's going to stop this juggernaut?
You've got to compare.
That's what we're trying to look at.
You've got to compare to De Gea, haven't you?
Every round we're doing that. We're looking at who's going to...
That's what we're doing there. With that particular game, they're thinking, no, but they got the 3 point.
Right, the chances. Yusuf's opportunities in the first half, Nick.
It's perfect. I mean, the ball there straight away through from Maddsen, you know, that is what he's all about there. How many times we've seen it? And he just didn't look confident. You know, and all of a sudden, again, we're going to see another opportunity. But, you know, he will get these chances. You know, it's about timing the run. The ball was perfect. You know, through one-on-one. Go on, just put it past the goalkeeper there. And there's just not that conviction there, you know. And it worries me that, because when a player goes to a club, you want him to start off really well. This is another really glorious opportunity. He gets the ball, and I want him to react. Get onto it now. What are you going to do? Do something quickly. Do something. You're going to pass it across there. You know, as a goal scorer, I want him to take it now. You've got to be instinctive. You've got to just take the thing quickly. And it was just it's just a little bit. It wasn't there. I don't know if that was match fitness or whatever like that. But you know, these are good chances. You don't get these against the top sides.
This is the best out of the lot, though.
Absolutely.
Look at this. You go to a new club. You want regular first team football. You want chances.
Yeah.
There you go. That is on a plate. That's, you know, that's your new start, a new club.
Your pitch is perfect. It's got a bit of zip on it. The ball's across the floor. You just slide that past the keeper there. You know, and these were 2 really good opportunities there.
You talk about Daragi going to Salal.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be running into training. He won't be driving. He'll be running in. You know, Yusuf, he goes into training this week. It's going to be a hard week.
Just a quick word on that then. If you were head coach of Al-Khor, what would you do with Yusuf following that? It's a big confidence blow, that. He's had great opportunities there. What would you do as head coach?
No, you just pick him up, but he's just got to work in training. Yeah. Just get in from angles, pulling it back from both sides. Just keep doing it. Learn what you're doing. Just to keep all the time, keep doing it. Get Maddsen sliding balls in for you. Maddsen will give you opportunities all the time. Just keep working on the training ground. And once he could be ideal for them, but I just worry with those chances there. I hope he don't dent his confidence too much. That, because, you know, I'd love to have seen him score like that. That'd have been good for Al-Khor as well.
Yeah. Okay. Some defending now, Chris Castan.
You know, at both ends of the field, it's become critical for Al-Khor, so they're not putting the chances away. So what do you do at the other end? let's keep a clean sheet. This one, Castan, he's one of your professional players. You know, he's one of the leaders. That's what he's brought into the club for. That one, make the tackle. You know, he's 6'2" or whatever he is. Who's he up against?
He knows it, mine.
Go and win the tackle. Here we go. Closer look here. Boom. There we go against Mutsuwali. Mutsuwali should never ever come away with that ball in that situation there. And that, you know, and that's why Castan's brought into the football club as well. Come on.
Oh, he's a big old, he's a big defender.
You know what? I'm going to go back to Nick as well, what he said before the match. He's spot on. These centre-halves nowadays, you know, do they want to do the business of defending this one? He's got Sebastian away from goal. Perfect. Keep him away from goal. There, he's getting turned again. Now you've got to go. Get it away from goal. Why are you turning back to your goalkeeper? Do the job. Get it out. I don't want anything else off you. Just put the ball out of trouble. Or get it away from trouble. Another closer look, Nick. Tell me your thoughts. You've got him there.
Yeah, no, he just first and foremost, just do your defending. You know, and then after that,
Who's got him away from goal,
then you
Nick?
can play. Just get rid of it. Just keep it simple. Abdulaziz as well. Just, you know, open the door up again for Garafa. Just defend when it comes in.
Take
then
the
after
throw in.
that,
Put it out.
but as if they're frightened, not frightened, as if you can't do that. Oh, I can't just kick it. I've got to play it out of this situation.
It's a
And he
good
gets
point.
himself
You're just taking
on
it
one
back into trouble. Back in the danger
It's
zone.
a great point.
Yeah.
You know, mind you, in the old days, you say, well, you like a centre half to bring it down and pass. Well, now it's gone the other way. It's too much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Defend first,
Yeah.
then after that.
There are times to do that, and there are
Correct.
times not to.
Exactly. Correct.
All right. Tabata. Rodrigo Tabata, our friend here. Wow, what a servant he is to the professional league here in Qatar. What about this, Nick?
Yeah, but the thing with this, it's all his movement. Just watch it. This is what Ryan, you know, this is what they're all about. This is what we want to see more of. The way, what I like about them is they move the ball from one side to the pitch to the other side of the pitch until that opportunity comes. But just watch Tabata. You can see Tabata. You know, you look now, you think, well, there's not much of a chance. It's got to be a decent cross, but still there's enough blue shirts in there. He just peels about a yard, you know, and he's waiting for that ball. Can that ball come to him? It's all about his first touch. There it is, up in the air, on his chest, next thing in the back of the net. And, you know, we've been here for, what, 6.5 years now, and he's been doing it all the way along. He has a passion about football, and you can see it out there in every game what he does there. And he looks like he just loves playing football.
All right, let's move on. Jesualdo Ferreira, Al Sadd's head coach, was a little concerned going into the fixture with Al Markhia because he felt that his squad was depleted. Was this the time for Yusuf Adams' men to strike? Somehow Ferreira's words had an effect on his team. They were still able to field a strong 11, but they seemed a shadow of what we've come to expect. They had more possession than Al Markhia, but if anything, Yusuf Adams' men looked the more dangerous in front of goal. Second half was better from Al Sadd as they tried to flex their muscles, but Al Markhia weathered the storm and notched up a very creditable draw. Interesting, isn't it? We were talking about it leading into the match, about this depleted squad. He was worried, and I think sometimes mind games like that, sometimes it works in a positive way, but it seemed like the side had started to believe it. Because that wasn't a bad team that went out against Al Markhia.
It was okay. They're just missing Benaja. Benaja, for me, is the missing piece. It brings it all together for Al Sadd. But if they're that worried, why have they not added to the squad? They brought Hamid Ismail in, international fullback.
Unfortunately, they didn't register him in time.
He came on them.
They must have registered him before the match. That was the talk beforehand.
He registered him at half-time. Feridoun, former Al Ahly player. I mean, is he an Al Sadd player? He's not a Benaja. So what? You know, they're going into the Champions League stage next very soon. So why? You know, they're not worried. Why? This is Al Sadd, by the way. You know, one of the biggest clubs. So why have they not added?
And
Benaja's still out injured.
And all it is a centre forward, isn't it? You know, that's really what it is. They've got the players there.
That's been our story since we've been covering the league. I mean,
There was talking pre-season, sorry I had to jump in, of Romarinho going there. That would have been absolutely perfect.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
there were some opportunities. We put them in. No goals, of course. It finished 0-0. But I've got to be honest, Markhia had as many good chances as Al Sadd.
There wasn't that much difference. Right? I watched the game. You know, Al Sadd probably shaded it in terms of a little bit of possession and maybe the better chances, but they weren't that far behind Al Marquis. You know, they're at the bottom of the league, away from home, and they give it a right good go. You know, at one stage I'm watching the match, I'm thinking, I don't know who's going to get the winner there.
So they should do Marquis. Marquis are a good side.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you'd be saying, listen, they have added well to the squad, and it's, as far as you're both concerned, really, it's time for them to...
They're about to add another player.
They are.
Oliveira, midfield, is due to join, so, you know, and, they had Ivan in goal, former Laquia goalkeeper. So the span of the team, like you said, they've got some very good players and experienced players.
Thank you. Bilal, Lawrence.
Yes.
You know, and obviously your forward line there, for me, I expect an improvement, and that was an improvement.
Yeah,
That was a good performance against Al Sadd, but it's the next games, you know, who's the next game, what they've got now, it's Qatar. That's a cracking, that is a cracking game as well.
Right, well...
I'm not, listen, if they go down, he's been given everything. He wants his own club. He wants his own players.
Yusuf Adam, yeah.
But he's been given that.
I thought he was going to do Gary Lineker then, if they go down.
I'll just put my underpants on. Yeah.
Or you'll shave your head. No, don't do that. Nick's holding on to every possible hair.
The Rodney Marsh special at Bradford.
Yeah, that's a famous incident from the United Kingdom when Rodney Marsh, a former top-level player, said in a television show that if Bradford stayed up in the English Premier League, he'd shave his head, and indeed... They did.
Right in the middle of the
careful
pitch.
what you wish for. Nick Summerby, right, okay. Right, you mentioned Qatar Sports Club. Well, that's what they had to do this weekend in Week 12. Face Al Duhail. Anybody facing Al Duhail had a huge challenge on their hands. Al Duhail, in the winter break, took on the Tunisian national team, and they beat them 1-0. That's the sort of level they're playing at. So, Qatar Sports Club had their hands full in Week 12. Qatar Sports Club kept the champions quiet for 38 minutes, but then the league's top scorer El Arabi guided in a beautiful header there to set them on their way. Musa followed 5 minutes later with his contribution. In the second half, Al Duhail went into overdrive, and after El Arabi won a penalty, which he converted, Qatar Sports Club could only spectate as Masakni added a brace, and El Arabi completed his hat-trick, taking his season tally to 18. You've just got to sit back and enjoy. It wasn't enjoyable for Qatar Sports Club, but for those of us who follow closely and enjoy the league here in Qatar, it was a sort of a masterclass, Nick.
I've got to admit, I didn't get the results till this morning. So I was just in the car, and I had a little brief look as I was moving. And then all of a sudden I thought...
Using your phone while driving?
No, I wasn't doing that. No, it was at the traffic lights, right?
That's a month, that.
No, right.
That's a month in jail.
Be careful.
Right. So anyway, I've gone, 0-0.
Oh, because...
I've just looked at briefly, Canal Drive. I thought, that's interesting then. And all of a sudden I've looked when I'm out of the car, 6-0. Well, in a minute, it's over. I mean, that you talk about a statement. I mean, that is bigger than anything. That it's huge. That determination, that drive.
Yeah.
Who's going to stop them? You go as far as to say it's over.
Listen, we were talking about Qatar Sports Club and a reaction under new head coach Abdullah Mubarak. It just counted for nothing here. 38 minutes, they kept them quiet. Look at that.
So, yeah, listen, you watch these in the great goals, and I watched this goal. I watched this game. For 20 minutes, 30 minutes, Qatar Sports Club, believe it or not, did really well.
Yeah.
They looked fit, organised. Duhail were playing really well, but they just couldn't find a way through. Now, once he got that first goal, they do something different to any other team in this league, Al Duhail. They've got the ability and they've got the will to punish teams. They're the only side that keep going. They're not happy with 3-0. They'll go and get 4, 5, 6. They're the only side that do it.
Yeah.
Who else played at the weekend and we're thinking they could have got more goals? Is it Salal or something? You know,
these do, though.
Salal went 3-0 and then boom, and then keep the ball. No, these want to punish teams. That's why they get so many 6, 7, 8-0 victories.
Tremendous goals as well.
Yeah, you have to say as well, we can't wait to see them in the Champions League. Yeah. If there's ever a side you look at it, you think, we're ready. Go on, lads. Go and make Qatar proud, because they're ready to go. I'm really looking forward to seeing how
5 league titles in 7 years. Is it time that Al Duhail notch up something in the Champions League?
If there's a man that can do it, the manager is, and you do. We repeat ourselves all the time. It's all down to him, because he keeps these guys. He keeps them on the toes. He drives them. He pushes them. And that's it. If there's a man that can do it, I mean, on his CV.
Well, exactly. He's won the Gulf Cup as well with the national side. So there's one there missing now. You would say they're too good for this league. The Champions League is the next stage now. They've got to go and do well in that.
All right, let's recap the results then from week 12. Here we go. What a great opening weekend it's been. After the break, Al Kharatiyat losing to Salal 3-1. Salal looking really, really good. Daragi, the new signing, making the difference. And then Al Ahly lost out to Al Gharafa. Wesley Sneijder making his debut there. Gharafa looked good as well. Remember, they've got a new head coach as well, Bullet Yugan there. And Al Salia, they went behind against Al Arabi, but they got back to 1-1 in the Al Rayyan. 3-0 winners over Al Khor. Al Sad Al Markhia, no goals in that one. Great point for Al Markhia. Qatar Sports Club losing 6-0 to Al Duhail. What does that mean for the QNB Stars League standings? Let's show you. Al Duhail, they're still clear at the top, 32 points. So they're 4 points ahead of Al Sadd and Al Rayyan. The goal difference is massive. But nevertheless, you can't rule those two out. Al Salia still with fourth spot. Look at Salal and Al Gharafa there. They'll still be looking at that magical fourth spot. In the bottom half of the table, Al Ahly are in 7th. Al Arabi up to 8th. Al Khor slipped to 9th. Al Kharatiyat are in the bottom 3 with Al Markhia and Qatar Sports Club. So there we are in the picture. It's time for the top 3 goals of the week as chosen by Nick and Chris. Who wants to go first for number 3? Chris Makin. Who gets number 3?
The new man.
The new man. Come on in.
I mean, you want your players to come into the football club and have an impact, but this was outrageous stuff. What a turn and what a strike. First of 2 on the evening, and he's just settled into the QNB Stars League with no problems whatsoever. Could have had an hat-trick because he hit the post as well.
Fantastic. Really, really added another dimension there for Salal. Fantastic. Daragi, welcome to the QNB Stars League, and well done for getting on our first show of the new year. Number 2. Nick Summerby, who's he go to?
El Arabi's got his 300th goal of the season.
Number 18. Well, he's got 18. This wasn't his 18.
Great cross as well from Mendes, but look at this boy. I mean, he's doing everything. It's not just as he side foot the volume. I mean, this is a header. Look at the cross as well. It's wonderful. And he gets up there and just guides it past the keeper and makes it look really easy. He's absolutely flying.
Fantastic goal indeed, although his other goal... The volley was pretty good too. But who am I to argue? I don't pick the goals. I leave that to the professionals. And therefore,
Martin Marks there just coming down.
Yes, our former colleague, God bless him, who's not here anymore, he used to try and pick them himself. We soon had to put him in his place. I don't get involved.
No, at one point he did at one point, didn't he? Changed it all round.
Yeah. No, it's down to the boys. Who gets number 1, Chris?
Fathy.
Come on in.
Fantastic.
It is a great goal.
Yeah. Takes the ball from, well, I'll have to rewind this because he takes it from the halfway line. Great individual goal, full of confidence, playing for the national side, and it's telling. There we go. Too much power, too much pace, and he gets the old nutmeg at the end of it. There we go. Look at that first touch. No chance for the full-back. And cool at the end as well.
Fantastic. Well done, Fathy. Thank you very much to both of you, Nick Summerby and Chris Makin. Sean Mulveen as well, a reporter throughout the week, and the whole team. We will be with you for a preview show for the QNB Stars League Week 13 on Wednesday. But don't forget, there's just 1 week exactly before we start the Al-Kas International Cup, the 7th edition. We're looking forward to it. Bye for now.